Hey everybody, Overdevelopment here. Some people know me as that, but other people know me, if you came here from my social media, as Carlos. And for those who are beginning to know me, or just came here from the random depths of YouTube, welcome. Stick around, you won't regret it. And if you really don't want to stay, please refer to a friend. Tell them, just check it out for a few minutes. This video won't be long. It's only gonna be maybe the most 10 minutes. And I just want to take a little bit of your time. Play me in the background, let me talk. You don't have to look at me, just let me talk. Take a little bit of your time. Promise you won't regret it. Now, I'm going to talk about something, a little, I guess you could say a little story time again.
Perfect.
Last video I talked about the military. This video I'm going to focus on music, strictly music, and why I did it, or why am I doing it. For those who don't know me on a personal level, I love music. I'm a musician. It comes natural to heart. Is there other musicians in my family? Kind of. If you really think, well, my sister sings, and I believe my grandfather did play guitar, but he denies it every once in a while. So, why music? To be honest, it's amazing. It all started back then when I was in elementary school. My stepfather gave me this radio about the size of a small melon, and it needed these big round batteries to operate, or if you wanted to be cheap, I could just plug it into the wall, and that's what I did half the time. The reason why I had a radio is because my brothers, they all had phones. I didn't have a phone, and it's because I guess I wasn't responsible enough yet to get a phone, but that was understandable, 10-year-old kid, what does a 10-year-old kid need with a phone? Granted, times have changed now, and you see 5-year-old kids with phones these days, but things were different back then. I couldn't have a phone because I wasn't seen as responsible yet, and that was okay. I had this radio that I would place on my nightstand every night and listen to it. From time to time, there'd be something late at night that when I was listening to it, it would pop up and it'd be music but without words. This intrigued me. When I'd be switching through the little channels on the little radio, there'd be music without words. Piano, guitar, instruments, it sounded like an orchestra. At the time I didn't know what it was. Now I'm looking back at it, I knew it was an orchestra, or just, some small mellow guitar playing.
Perfect.
And this intrigued me. It did so much that when I moved to my new school in 7th grade, barely 11, pushing to 12 soon, that I decided to take a chance and look at a class. I wasn't gonna go straight into band because I didn't know anything about music. I just knew it sounded great. I knew there's instrument players. I just knew that it looked like if you blew into this instrument, it made a dope noise. But that wasn't all the case. So I took a class called Intro to Music. And this class pretty much just tells you like the introduction of like classical, all that type of music. And I found an instrument a few weeks later after we were learning about Mozart, Beethoven, all these classical artists. It was a flute. And I didn't know what to do with it. Or I guess at the time was a band director. She showed us what to do. All you had to do was blow into the instrument a certain way it would make a noise. And no, I'm not good at the flute. I suck at it so bad. But doesn't mean it wasn't fun at the time. I still remember trying to make a noise. All these other people, they're just trying to play with this flute, and it was hard. But when I got to the flute, I could barely make a noise, but I was so intrigued. A few weeks later, we get this instrument. It's called a trumpet. Now you're probably wondering why are we getting instruments? It's because at the time, the band director would let us guess. She would get alcohol wipes, clean it, and she'd let the students try to play the instruments that they were just extra of. And it was pretty cool. So when they got to the trumpet, it was cool. She said all you had to do was buzz your lips a certain way and it would play something. And it did. loved it. It felt like it felt right. It's like it's like writing with your left hand for so long, and then you finally switch to your right hand, that you're dominant, and you start writing, it just feels correct. That's how it felt when I was starting to play trumpet. And now looking back at it, honestly, I'm glad I chose that class, because that led to a road of so many choices. I went to the band director later on that day and said, can I go into the beginning band course? Granted, it's late into the year, but I told her I will learn. I'm willing to learn how to play music. I am interested. She asked me, what instrument do I want to play? I said, what was the instrument that we played earlier today? She said it was the trumpet. And I told her, I said that. I want to learn how to play that. I don't know how to play it yet, but I'm willing to learn. So a few weeks later, I can make it happen. I couldn't join the class during the first semester, but during the second semester of the school year, I was able to. And from there, I just started learning. A few years later, I keep learning this instrument, and I fall in love with music. I'm telling you, every day, I would just want to learn the trumpet more. Play it every day, practice. I just wanted to be the best I could. Then I picked up in junior year of high school the saxophone. I was interested into it. Then the guitar, then the bass. It just came to me as I wanted to learn more music. More and more music after all these years. Currently, I know how to play 4 instruments. 5, kind of a little rusty on the 5th one, which is the piano, but I like it. The reason why I keep wanting to learn music is because it's a way of life, and I want to teach it. That's my main goal in life. I want to teach music to people. Now, you're thinking, the way of life, how so? Well, take a minute, pause the video, and listen around you. You're back? Okay. So, you probably heard the fan whirling around, a hum of a refrigerator, and or probably the birds, or the silence of the night, which can be anything from crickets or something. You probably heard that. They're playing a tune. Believe it or not, everything around you has a note. You can match it. Hum. Try to match that tone. And it's music. Personally, I think music's the way of life. It's in everything. When you go to the gym, you listen to music. In movies, you take away the music, it just sounds terrible. There's no suspense, there's no emotion into it. Music is a way of life, and if you stop teaching music, then you're stopping the way of life, really, in the end. The way I can think about it is, I want to continue this. This is my passion. And I think that I can do way much more than this. Now, what am I currently doing with music? I am currently not doing anything besides practicing guitar. And I think that I'm going to start studying for a degree. I have other hobbies, other passions, but music has to be one of the biggest ones. And to think all these years that it all started with a radio. That's how crazy how life works, isn't it? Well, like I said, this video wasn't going to be long. And I hope that one day I can pass on what I learned from a radio to the next kid. This has been Overdevelopment. Signing off.